Cool. I'll do it one more time. So, what's up, guys? I'm with Priscilla. She's one of our one-on-one mentees inside of the mentorship, and I really want to cover your story. I think it's really inspiring how you were doing TikTok Shop before. You had some early success with it, but you got really burnt out from that business model of having to show up for lives, and also just being really dependent on a platform that could kill your traffic, at any point, right? And so, I really want to break down, your story of going from averaging, let's say, 8K per month and then you had recently in the last 90 days growth to 20K a month. Is that right?
Yes, yes. So,
Cool.
TikTok, when the TikTok ban happened, I'm pretty successful on TikTok. I'm one of their top creators over there. But
Mm.
when the ban happened and it felt like, I was losing my job, I was very
Yeah.
depressed. And even before then, the algorithm and it's almost like, I mean, I love TikTok Shop. I think it's an amazing
Mhm.
form of making, a business online, but you're really kind of a slave to the algorithm a
Yeah.
lot of the times and pumping out 10 I pump out 10 to 20 videos a day
Wow.
on TikTok shop
Wow.
and
Okay.
involved in all the communities, and it's just like it's a lot, and so
Mhm.
it's the burnout is was real. And so when
What
the
were what were the products you were selling? Were these digital products or physical products? Like
physical
okay.
products. So I sell a lot of I sell so many things, different things. My
Mm.
biggest sellers have been anywhere from like bathing suits to
Yeah.
wagons to treadmills
Oh
to
wow. Okay, so like all over.
yeah, all
Okay.
over.
So
And
obviously that's not what we teach, right? We teach
no, no,
digital
no.
so
Yeah.
selling digital products as opposed to physical. So tell me about that transition. Like at what point did you kind of realize,
Yes.
okay, I'm
So
done with this. I got to go digital.
I was feeling really burnt out, and so I was looking for a different way to use the talents and the skills that God really gave me in
Mhm.
this journey I found, and how I can do it, just work smarter and be more in control of over my business and not
Mhm.
feel like I was a slave to a certain platform or whatever. And
Mhm.
I found digital marketing, and so my first month on when I started doing it on TikTok, I had a lot of people in my lives, and so I was a new on the scene, and so
Mhm.
I made some good money doing it just on lives,
Mhm.
just doing lives, no like content creating or anything like that for it,
Right.
just doing lives and tips and all of that.
And
Um,
that was mono channel. You weren't on Instagram. You weren't doing anything on other platforms. You're only on
no,
TikTok.
just on TikTok.
Gotcha.
Then after that, I don't know what happened. TikTok has a lot of rules. You can't say a lot of things on live. And so they kind of started to suppress me. And so I was only getting like 10 people. I'm lucky if I get like 25 people in my live now. I mean, still make, some sales, but it's nothing like it was. And so I
Mhm.
was kind of just ready to be done with TikTok Shop and try something new. And so when I saw a little bit of success with digital marketing, I'm like, okay, I want to jump all in. And so I started going through DWA, more, like for reals. And I came across you, Richard. And
Mhm.
so I was really at a place in my life where I was really contemplating if this was what God wanted me to be doing, because I was stressed out, I was overwhelmed, overworked, and I felt clearly this is not what God would want for me in this life.
Yeah.
Stay-at-home mom. I homeschool to my 5-year-old. I have a 2-year-old. I really take pride in my role as a wife and mom, and cleaning the house and making sure dinner's on the table. I run a ministry at my church for
Mhm.
70 women who have children from
Wow.
under, and so I create the day guest speakers, Bible studies, throughout the whole year. I have a leadership team of 13 no 14 people there,
It's
and
got a lot going on. A
so I
lot
have a
going on.
lot going on,
Yeah,
and I thought, okay,
yeah.
well, maybe this wasn't it. Maybe God didn't open the doors for me to
Mhm.
start an online business, although I knew He did. But I was feeling really overwhelmed, the mindset piece, and so I went through the mindset module that you taught, and
Mhm.
it literally, I mean, I could honestly cry right now talking to you because it really changed. You changed my life, like it changed my whole entire life and my perspective. And I think you
Mhm.
said something like a lot of people of faith think that because you're overwhelmed, it's a sign that God is telling you to stop doing what you're doing. And
Mhm.
and then you said, no, overwhelming is growth. Like, and I thought about my relationship with God, and the times that I've grown more in my faith is when I'm in the trenches, when I am
Yes.
going through these dark and like, overwhelming times. And I thought, okay. And then that same day, my mom came and she read me this Bible scripture and this like, meme or something on Instagram pretty much saying exactly what you said. And I thought, oh my
Mm.
gosh. And it just clicked. And I messaged you, and then you messaged me back. And then I found out about your mentorship, and I was
Mhm.
like, this is it. Like, this is what
Yeah.
I need, somebody to like a mentor, in
Mhm.
this space, because digital marketing is new to me, and so you sent me the video, I did the interview, and
Mhm.
the only thing that was stopping me from saying yes right on the interview was I needed to talk to my husband.
Right.
Luckily, it was very early in the morning because of the time difference, and my husband was still in bed. And so I
Mhm.
said, you know what, let me go chat with him really quick. I think he'll be okay with it. And so
Yeah.
I kind of been listening. I'm like, what do you think? Like, should we do it? And he's like, I trust you. I believe in you. You're gonna make that money back, and let's
Right.
do it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so then when I met with Mo, I mean, I could get emotional talking about that too, because he at first I was like, I'm done with TikTok. I don't want to be done with TikTok. I don't want to do TikTok
Mhm.
shop stuff. I just want to go straight into just selling DWA and that be my digital product. And then he's like, wait,
Right.
wait, 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 wait. You got digital products because I also promote a course that teaches you how to do TikTok shop. So that's digital product there. I coach in another course that's monthly subscription. And then there's another like product that I promote for hooks. And now well, because of Mo, now
Mhm.
I've started my own community for TikTok
Nice.
Shop, and then started getting like leads for DWA, and then send someone over here to DFA, and like it's
Mhm.
just been wild. And so spending time with Mo I'm sorry if you have more questions. I'm kind of going through the whole thing, but
No, 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 you're fine. This is awesome. This is really cool. Well, one thing I just wanted to extract is, if we just pause on the mindset side, because I think that's so important, because you were on the brink of just giving up, like questioning, is this God's plan for my life? And when you're able to see the mindset modules I had built and the reinforcement of in the book of James 1,
Mm,
consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you go through trials of various kinds, because it's that that develops perseverance, and the perseverance is testing of your character, right? So testing of your faith, like that's what God's trying to say. Just because it was hard does not mean that's not God's plan, right?
mm,
I would argue for the opposite. I would say that because it is hard, God wants for you to go through the fire and develop and gain skills and perseverance and character, right? That's not to say that, of course, there are times God adds friction into your life to slow you down and make you think.
yeah,
But
yeah.
this was absolutely, absolutely. If we were to reflect on the last 90 days and the growth that you've had in your business, I think it's very safe to say that it was God's plan. Right?
Totally.
It was the plan for you to develop, for you to go through that journey and experience that friction to push you even more so. Would you agree with that?
Totally, totally. And
Yeah.
I was barely making like $10,000 before I joined,
Mhm.
this mentorship with you and Mo and all the other coaches. And
Last 90 days, what was the best month that you had since the start?
I started in February. And March, I was $300 or less than $300 short of 20,000. And
Uh-huh.
last month, which was my second month, I made like 20,400 something. And I'm
There
like,
you
this month,
go.
I'm making 30K this month. I mean, I have
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
on the horizon, so it'll all be God, but you know, I mean, I
Yeah.
always say that in the beginning of the month. The mindset piece is also
Mhm.
important too, because it's not just like we don't just talk about like what are the plans, what are we going to do, and here's the
Mhm.
skills and stuff. Like I think we've had maybe one or maybe two like whole
Mhm.
sessions with Mo where it's just mindset piece where he's trying to like
100%.
mindset, because being in this
Yeah.
industry and having online business, I mean, I'm sure you can attest that there are days when you're just like,
You just don't want to do anything. You
yeah,
just want to give up.
yeah.
Yeah. You question your existence of why you do what you do.
Yeah,
Yep.
and on a spiritual level, I don't want to get too, into it, but it's like I feel like the enemy does that
That's
and
the
it's
devil.
behind,
Yeah.
like to be like, because he knows that there is a breakthrough and there's something on the
Yep.
other side that God has for you, and he doesn't
Yes.
want you to reach that. So of course the
Mhm.
mental gymnastics and the mindset piece I feel like is so important. And in my little community that I have, once a month we do mindset calls because I feel like
100%.
it's so important because
Right. Yeah, I love that. And you know
and
what's so
and you
interesting is
guys
that,
taught me that. You guys taught me that, which is
right,
invaluable. Like, yeah.
right. So let's basically that segues into my next question, which is what do you think was, coming in the program, we talk about mindset being extremely useful. Besides that, on a tactical level, could you tell me a little like what was really useful inside of the mentorship of what we help install into your business, help you implement in your business, and that you help see that's what resulted in a basically 2x in your first 30, 45 days of going from 10K to 20K a month?
So definitely it is I always tell my students, and I got this, everything that I tell my students I got from you guys is that it's like almost like you're going to a doctor, and you get a prescription for your business
Diagnosis.
diagnosis, or
Mhm.
like your the IRS is auditing your account, or like like you get these different perspectives from people who have been there, done that, who are
Mhm.
more successful, who have the more experience, and they see your business differently than you do.
Mhm.
And so they can look at your account, they can assess you. And that was one of the best things that I learned that was so professional. And I always tell people like DFA is like it's pristine, like it's the most prestigious mentorship. And I have probably purchased every course and been part of every like I want to succeed and I believe in education, right? But I always say, like, when I got on the calls as well, like when you guys do the weekly calls, I was like, this
Mhm.
team, like, oh my gosh, like this is like very professional. This is very
Right.
tailored. This is very specialized. This is really good. And so in working with Mo, like that first meeting as well, was like all the questions, like he wants to know everything about who you are as a person, about your business, about how you
Mhm.
operate, and really open to hearing, like, the struggles and the this, so that he can come up with a proper plan to execute. And I mean, he hasn't been wrong. I mean, he's so many things. He's like, yeah, you need to be doing this, or you should be doing that.
Right.
Having the proof and the backup to kind of like, get you in the right. Because sometimes I'm like, no, like in the beginning, I said, no, Mo, I'm done with TikTok shop. I don't want to promote TikTok
Right.
courses. I'm over it. And he's like, well, you already established that. Like, we don't want to let go of that just to go to DWA. And what if
Mhm.
that's not as profitable? Like, we need to keep that going. And now
100%.
I'm like, I can do both. Like, it's
Right.
all relative, right? Making money
Mhm.
online. And of course, I still have so much more to learn.
Right,
And
right. Okay. So basically, from what you're saying, what I'm catching is we talked about the mindset was extremely useful. That's like the core foundation. Then it was actually the professionalized, like the professional structure of how we go about breaking down businesses as consultants, right? I really tell our team all the time, you guys are McKinsey consultants. I want you guys to think of it as you guys went to Harvard MBA. You guys are part of the most prestigious consulting firm in the online marketing industry, and we're going to treat our clients that way, and we're going to make them feel that way, which is that they have a red carpet service. Every single call that we give is structured in a way where we hold them accountable and we break down their business. Did you feel that? Like you felt
yeah,
that level of accountability and like, wow, this team, this my one-on-one coach really cares about me.
yes, I definitely
Mhm.
felt that there was like just attention to detail. It wasn't
Mhm.
just okay, this is what you should do and what we're gonna do. No, it's like what we're gonna do for you and for
Mhm.
your account,
Right.
your
Very
situation.
custom. Right, right. Exactly. Would you say there's anything very specific about a content strategy or like a marketing strategy? Like I know that one thing we helped you implement was master classes, right? Like was there anything I was like, oh wow, that was something I implemented and it was a very direct ROI. I made way more money because of it. Was there anything like that?
Oh yeah. It was like I
Mhm.
never even thought about hosting a master class. And that
Mhm.
was kind of like the solution to not getting views like on the
Mhm.
TikTok, on the live.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
because
How much
it
how
was
much did
really
you make from the master class?
every master class I like close to 2,000 in a day.
Every master class?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the ticket, and we haven't done a master class on DWA because the ticket, the
Mhm.
for evolution, well, which is the course that I promote for TikTok Shop, is low. It's a low ticket.
Mhm.
So
Right.
yeah, it's not super high. So if, we were to do, which we probably will, in the future, do one for DWA, which is digital marketing, or
Mhm.
whatever, something that's a little high.
100%. So
But
as
yeah,
master
so like about
strategy,
2,000.
what about helping you build a team? So hiring an editor to save time,
Yeah,
save
that was
energy, right? Could you
I
talk
was
about
just
that?
talking about that with people
Mhm.
because there was a big event for some of the top TikTok creators, and we were sitting at a table, and we went to dinner afterwards, and collectively the table was worth about $54 million
Mm.
in sales. And we were, chit-chatting, and talked about how I had an editor, and nobody at that table had an editor. Nobody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're like, why you got it good like that? I'm like, well, my mentor told me I need to get an editor. And at first it was hard
Right.
because I'm like, I can't let go of that. Like, I can't let
Right.
go of editing. Nobody's gonna edit the way I'm gonna edit. And he
Right.
walked me through all of it. I mean, he told me he made it like understandable why I needed one,
Right.
and
Hmm.
convinced me in a good way that it's like just made more business sense. He broke down
Right.
the numbers, like how many hours do you work in the week, and how much are you making? Well,
Right.
you're making about $100 an hour based on that. So if you can hire someone for cheaper, then you can focus on only what you can do, which is making content
Mhm.
or, having, calls with people, something only you personally can do and make more money in the long run. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
I guess that makes sense. And it was nerve-wracking to do that, but it's the best thing that I've ever did.
Right.
Or because as I told you, I
So
made
much time saved, so much energy.
10 to 20 videos a day for TikTok shop.
Right. Yeah.
And then, so it was just like the best money spent, and she's
Right.
fine. She does a great job. Like,
Right. What
and he
about our
walked me through
DM?
how to hire someone. He walked me
Right.
through like stuff like that you don't think about when you're in a mentorship, like little things like that. Like, what do I say? How do I hire someone? How, do I
How do you
give
hold them accountable? How do you train them? All of that,
back?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
100%. What about the DM strategy, the DM and sales and jumping on for value calls, enrollment calls? Were you able to make any sales with the strategies that we taught there?
Yes. Okay. So I've had, I don't know how many, I've had a lot of one-on-ones, and
Hmm.
probably only out of, let's just say 50, only two of them didn't buy DWA. Like, because of the
So give
script.
like a 90, right?
Because of the script that you guys provide. Like,
Right.
there's no way I'd be able to. I mean, I talk a lot, and I feel like I know how to build trust with people, and and
Hmm.
be relatable. But without the script, I mean, I'd be so lost. Like, I
Right.
still,
The
yeah.
value call script, the enrollment call script that we gave you,
Yes, yes. And
basically
then
how
the
to follow.
DM as well. Like, I think I sold a couple just by voice memos. Um,
Following the DM
so
script.
yeah, and mind you, like my
Mhm.
time is very split with the TikTok shop side.
Mhm.
So like, I mean, with just digital marketing, especially with like the higher, commissions, I feel like I could eventually just forget TikTok shop. It's real estate at this
Mhm.
point. Old videos are
Right.
making money, and then make even more, like triple
Right.
what I'm making now just by the scripts that you've given me, the
Right.
DM responses. Because even then, when the first time I did on my own before I got the DM script, I just like word vomit on this voice
Right.
memo and they'll
No
never.
structure, right? No structure. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
then I did it with the script, and it's like, okay, there's no way to do this. And
100%. That's good. Yeah, and that's what we're known for, right? We're known for adding structure. We're adding putting a method to the madness,
mhm.
giving our students, giving you the exact structure and the word for word guidance of how do you execute on things, right? Tell me about, what's your vision for the rest of this year? You went from 10K to 20K. You're pushing for 30K a month this coming month. Where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself being in the next 6 to 12 months?
um, I see myself becoming a millionaire for sure.
Hmm.
I know that's like pretty high, like, like a high,
It's 83K a month. So that's just 4 times, 4x where you're at currently.
yeah, yeah. So I like think about that, but I'm like, I think I could do it.
Hmm.
Um, I know I can do it. And I mean, I at least want to do 30, like a consistent 30K month every month would
Hmm.
be ideal. And then I would love to scale to 50K to 100K months.
Super.
And I know that, I mean, I already asked Mo, I'm like, I know we're coming to the end, but how do I re-sign up? Because
Yeah.
we need to get there. Like,
100%. Yeah, yeah. So we'll
we need to get to
definitely
the next level.
you
And
definitely
I can't do it without you.
yeah, yeah. So you definitely are our prime candidate for Apex Advisory Mastermind, which is basically every student that starts inside of DFA Digital Freedom Accelerator who gets from 0 to 10K or 10 to 20K. Basically, we have a conversation how we can continue supporting you, and basically that's where we take businesses to 100K a month and beyond, right? And one-on-ones with me directly, with the rest of our team. So super excited to continue supporting you if we do end up going that direction. But regardless, I'm super honored to see yeah, just God work in your life
Oh
and
man.
using you as a vessel to inspire people, to be a role model for your family, to be a role model and a leader in your church. And I'm expectant. I really am really expectant to see God continue to work and just use you to serve and inspire so many more people out there. You're changing people's lives, Priscilla. I just want to recognize you and honor you that.
I really appreciate that because, sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like, am I doing the right thing, or
Mhm.
am I splitting my time between ministry and then, you on the call today, you had said a couple things that resonated with me, and I'm like, dang.
Mhm.
But it's like I've had so many people come and message me aside and be like, I've actually, email, Amazon, packages of devotionals that changed my life because people are
Mhm.
me asking me, how do I get closer to God? Like, how do I,
Right.
and it's like, wow, God, like you're
So
amazing.
cool, right? So cool. The last question is, Priscilla, for anyone who may be considering joining our mentorship, maybe they're in the exact position that you were a couple months ago. They just got started, don't really know what's going on, maybe considered quitting, and they came across to see this Richard guy on social media, and they're like, I don't know, is this legit? What would you say to having gone through the full experience, to that individual that's on the fence?
I would say that you're worth it, that you can do it, but you need somebody to come alongside you and to guide you and to mentor you, and that it will change your life, like, it will change your whole life, in more ways than one, and it will help you with your business in the future. Everything that I've learned not only has helped me to scale monetarily, but it's helped me as somebody who envisions having their own coaching,
Mhm.
business or their own coaching platform, and then just as a human being, I mean, I always tell people making money online is not about the money, it's about the journey that you go through in discovering who you are as a person and God's calling in your life. And being able to invest in yourself is so important
Mhm.
because nobody's going to do it, but you have to invest in yourself and know that if you put in the work, that there's really no limits to the success that you can have. And I
Mhm.
mean, it's just an incredible program, incredible group of coaches, and I mean, Richard is like legit. I think, I'm a lot older than you, Richard, but I look up to you, and even my mom now, she joined DWA and she follows you, and she's like, "Oh, Richard," she's like, "He's legit. He's the real deal." I'm like, "He is. He really is." And learning from people like that is only going to refine you. And
100%. I appreciate you saying that. I'm curious to know, why do you say it Richard's legit? He's the real deal. Like, what is it about the qualities of the content that we put out or the course content that we put out that you think legitimizes us as an organization?
I mean, I think just the way that you speak in confidence, at such a young age as well, like the life you've lived, the stories that you share, you're vulnerable, like you're so vulnerable with
Mhm.
how you share your stories, and you guys teach that as well. And just the content is consistent, the content is real, is good, and your faith, like
Mhm.
being in the Christian community, there's a lot of different people, believers out there, a lot of different, the denominations or whatever. And when you come across someone who's like, man, they get it, like they fear the Lord, they love the Lord, and they obey Him in what He's asking them to do, and then sharing that in just like non-apologetically is very inspirational
Mhm.
and makes people want to follow you wherever you go.
So cool. That's awesome. Well, Priscilla, I'm right by your side. I'm gonna be here supporting you alongside with our team, with Mo, with the rest of our coaches to help you get to that 50K month goal, 100K month goal, and beyond. So thank you for taking the time for the call today. This is awesome.
Yeah, of course, of course.